I am Eleanor Tiefenbrun, and I am 30 now. I do graphic design on my own. I've got my own business for graphic design. I really like doing branding projects. I like to see the big picture and being a part of the big picture design work. I really like sometimes also when I can redesign something, like when a client comes to me and has something like, oh, we've started here and I can see a whole lot of potential. I really like being able to take it to that next step. That's really fun for me. I really enjoy doing websites, getting in, to think about, like designing a website to think about how people will be using it. I appreciate the function of things, so that's really fun for me to design according to how something will need to be used. And then in terms of the lifestyle, what I like about this is really just the flexibility and the freedom. As much as right now I'm, living with a baby in my house too and trying to manage that, and that it reduces flexibility. In general, I really like having the flexibility to be like, you know what, I don't have the time to do that right now. I'll do that in a couple hours. Or just go on trips. We like traveling, so being able to go and visit family here and there, or go off on a trip for a little while and take my computer, take my work with me is really nice. A lot of the clients that I have and grew from the beginning are people that I kind of knew like word of mouth or worked with as an intern. So that helped a lot to kind of get my feet wet. And then actually when we moved to the farm and started to look for customers around here, some of those people were able to recommend me or whatever, refer me to some people around here. So it's just been a lot of word of mouth. And then I do have a website out there so people can find me. I think that's how you found me actually. People can find me on my website, but I don't really have to seek a whole lot of work. It's because I've got a lot of really great clients that are just repeat clients that keep me, happily busy. I would say getting work has been the biggest challenge in the first place. I mean, now I feel like I've got it. I've got a good customer base that helps, that helps me not have to feel frantic about it. But to get started there was a little bit hard, and I think to get, as a freelancer too, new to the market. I mean, I'm fresh out of school when I started this, more or less. I think getting people to put their faith in you and be like, okay, yes, I believe you. You're new at this, but I can trust that you can. I've seen your stuff, and I trust that you can do this. And so I think that was from the beginning. But now that, once you get a few people that you work with, that I don't have to go out and be seeking work all the time feels really nice. One of the challenges that I face is trying to figure out how to price any given project or just my time, even if I'm charging something hourly, because it's such a touchy-feely subject. Design is, it's not so much like, oh, I can, manufacture this many widgets in this amount of time. It's very touchy-feely. It's very, creative. Anything creative is just very much that way. So yeah, how do I do that? Experience, I guess. I feel like I've gotten better at it. I feel like I've gotten, where there were times where I would, try to wing it, and I usually put myself in low because I usually try. I never want to overcharge someone. I feel very self-conscious about that. So I usually, there have been times where I've definitely undercharged people and felt really silly about it. But then you can't go back and add anything onto that. But I think I've gotten better at matching it and just kind of taking into account how much time I think I'm going to have into this, whether it's sketching and brainstorming or research, or then actual pen and paper design work or computer design work, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think for me, because it's so different day to day, I mean, there are days when I don't have a whole lot of work or I'm waiting on feedback, So there are days when it's a little slimmer work-wise, and then I can get stuff, I can help out Matt with the farm, or, I can get stuff done around the house. But then there are days where I'll spend a whole lot of the day doing design work. So I don't know, that's such a hard question, I think, for someone like me. I did take some time off right at the beginning and then started to really slowly ease back into it. And I'd say right now, I'm not probably at capacity where I was, but I've definitely taken on a lot more than where I was a couple months ago, for sure. And that feels really good to be back into it. You miss it when you're away from what you love. So it's been fun for me to get back into it.